To teach you a little bit about Google Data Studio and how to use it with some sample data. When you're logged into Google Data Studio, what you'll see is there are a recent, reports, data sources, Explorer. I'm going to go back to reports, and what this is the home-based dashboard, and you'll see there's a spot to click on plus a blank report, create a new one. There's a sample tutorial report, some analytics sample report, a search console sample, one using Google Ads data, one using YouTube channel report. We're going to do one a little bit simpler than these because these actually use pre-populated data and it can sometimes be difficult to break down that data. So I'm going to go ahead and hit blank report. And what this does is it gives you an option to add some data to the report. Now here you'll see that there's Google Analytics data, there's Google Ads data, there's Google Sheets data, BigQuery, Cloud SQL. You can upload your own type of data from a CSV or any type of Excel files. You could use search data from a search console, some YouTube analytics. They give you a range of different types of connectors. We are going to keep it simple today. I'm going to use some Google Sheets data. So let me show you a little bit about how I formatted the Google Sheets data prior to planning on using it in this tool. So here I am in my sample data for my Google Data Studio sheet. I've done just 3 simple columns of data, the date, quantity of jobs, and location. So I'm making this video because I'm showing some students how to use Google Data Studio for a specific purpose of finding some data and then representing it visually using Google Data Studio. So to keep that simple, I have 3 columns of data. You could probably add an additional column here, date, quantity, location. You could have another section of maybe type of job, and continue to add data. But I'm going to keep it very simple for the sake of our charts and being able to view a variety of different types of charts. It says sample data, Google Data Studio. Now you want to make sure that your spreadsheets are saved in the same account as in the Google Data Studio account you're using. I often flip between different Google accounts, so just make sure that they are available in the other account. So now I'm back in the add data to my report. So I am going to go to Google Sheets. And when you're in Google Sheets, you're going to find that you have access to essentially all sorts of different types of sheets that have been, in your Google Drive account. You have all items owned by me, shared with me, starred, URL, open from Google Drive. You could open up a different one. I am going to go with owned by me. And if you have trouble finding your data here, just always go to show more items. And what that allows you to do is kind of see a larger list. And I'm going to go ahead and type sample data Google Data Studio, because that is what I named my file. And I'll search all items, and there it is. So you do have some options here for formatting the data. You don't have to use the first row as headers, and you also don't have to include hidden and filtered cells. So you could do an optional range. So I'm just going to remove both of those just to have a kind of clean selection of the data from what it finds in the sheet. Go ahead and add. Now your next button you're going to get here is it's basically telling you sample data, Google data, that's the name of the document. Note that report editors can create charts using new data sources, can add dimensions and metrics not currently in the report. So if you add report editors, they can shift the data that you added. So the data from my spreadsheet has now been brought into Google Data Studio. and it has a record count, it has the names of the cities, and how many there. But of course, we know that within this data that we also had a date, a quantity, and a location. So we'll see this location with this quantity kind of represented in different ways. So now we're back in our report. So right now you can see this is an untitled report. I'm going to name this sample report. And we're going to take a little tour. So when I click on this right here, you notice that right over here, the chart table changes. And if I click on, it goes to the theme layout. So just recognize that when you're selected on an element on the report, it actually gives you more information around the data and the style of how the data is represented. So if there's something you want to change on this first page of this report, just remember selecting on an item and it brings up the style and also the data. Now the data is really important because what it does is it gives you an idea of what types of data fields are represented in the report. You can see that there's A, C, and if I wanted to add a dimension here, I could. Let's add B. So now that record count, even though it's in some places null, is represented. So I could go ahead and I could take that out if I want, if it wasn't relevant to my project, but I could also add a different dimension. So just notice here that you have available fields that are available in this data listed right here. You can see the calendar is a time, C is a location, B is a count, and 1, 2, 3 is another record count. So that is the option for blending data within here, is adding other types of data sources is an option here. If we had another spreadsheet of data, we wanted to cross-reference this data with that data, you do that here. And it all happens within this chart and table. So now let's kind of start to visualize our data. So the first one I'm going to go to is go up to Insert. And as you notice when you insert, there's time, bar, pie, table, all sorts of different types of charts here. The kind of also filters and data controls and circle, rectangle tools that you can add in. I'm going to go and hit bar. And it immediately is ready to go in. I just have to click where it goes in. And then there is my first chart. So it brings in a bar chart representing the data that I provided in the sheet. Let's try a different one. I'm going to go up to hit Insert. I'll do pie. Click on pie, and now I have a pie chart which represents the data. I have Tampa, Boston, London, New York, Syracuse, all represented with a different color and a different percentage of data for the frequency. Let's select another type of data. I'm going to go to Insert, and let's do an area chart. So this is a chart where data will be represented in different ways with areas of color. So here each city has a color and it's represented in frequency and amount of area. I'm going to go to Insert and let's do a tree map. So a tree map is a little differently. I'm going to make it a little smaller to fit here. Because a tree map is a chart which allows you to see by size the frequency of the elements. I'm going to move some of these over, make a little bit of room. And that's as easy as just selecting on the element and moving it. Now, part I'm going to do here is now I'm going to select on this chart here, and I'm going to add a dimension to the data. So just like in the sample that I showed you before, I'm going to go over here and I have my option of date range, and dimension C is currently in the data source. I'm going to add a dimension. Oh, I added the wrong dimension. I added B. I'm going to take that out. And I will add B. So now I have all three types of data represented here. not only in frequency and by color, but in how much across what one would equal. So that is one way of adding and changing the dimensions of a graphic. So one final step here I'm going to take is I'm going to go ahead and hit add a chart. So under here, it gives you some ideas of charts that you could look at from a visual standpoint as much as from a data standpoint of the types of chart. Here I'm going to go to, why don't we do, we've done a tree map, pie, we've done that. I'm just going to do a total. And I'm going to click this in here. And it goes back to just a total record count. So just if you say you want to be able to represent what the total amount of records is, or what's the full amount of data we're looking at, you can use something like this where it's under a chart. They also have some other options like scatter, which will be the numbers scattered across in relationship to the numbers. I'm going to pop that one out. And I'll make this one a little bit bigger, record count. Now, there are a number of ways to then style any one of these charts if you want to add additional styles. So if I wanted to go to this one and go to style, I could add a background or a border in a different color. Here's a black. Let's add a border. Kind of give it a different look. Say something has some text like this one. I'm going to go to style, and I can make the text larger. I can make it fit a little differently. I could change the font style. So you have a lot of different options for how you want to style and format the data. Now, the final step here, now that you have the data showing from your spreadsheet, is you can go to layout, look at, see if there's any final changes you want to make there. Go to theme. Now under theme, we're currently in the default theme, which is kind of this, graph paper look. I really like the constellation, the black, but also recognize that there's other options like groovy, insight, and different colors, different color schemes to kind of represent the data. So I'm going to go back to the black. And say I wanted to, add a name and a title to this beyond my sample report. I could go ahead and I can make a text box. I could write the word sample report. And of course, make that larger. I could add a border. Or make my background white. I can make my text black. Do kind of a funky border color. There it is. It's a thin border. So you have some options. If I wanted to insert a picture, I also could. It's a very large picture. I'm going to bring down the size. But just for the sake of seeing it, there's a picture. So if you had a logo or a graphic and you wanted to stick it in there, you could. Okay. So it's a cool representation of whatever you wanted. Now that the data is already represented, you could talk about it, you could put this into a presentation, you could share this. Let me show you how to do that. So now that you have it up here, we can go up to share. Now you can also add other people. So if you're working on this project, you could add them. You can manage their access. You can prevent them from editing. You could just have them view it. You can, link sharing right now is off. So I'm going to go to share. You decide if you want people to edit it or just view it. I'll share with my other Gmail account. and now I can go ahead and send it, and they'll get the same report. And I'm going to get a report link. So this is probably going to be one of the more common ways someone shares this, is that you're going to get this link, and then when you copy the link, I'm going to go ahead and in an incognito browser, paste my link, and it should bring me to my report. And that's how others would see your report. So now that we have this final sample report, I'm going to go back to edit, and I can do that because I am the owner. And let's go ahead and hit download. You can also embed it in case you want to have it on a website. It gives you the embed code here that you could copy and paste. You could also resize it to the site that you need. I'm going to go here. I'm going to download report. Go ahead and hit download. Ask me where it would like it. I'll do sample report. Let's give it a little different name, desktop. And then now I can open this up, and now I have a PDF version of the report with the data, and that's it. So that's a simple overview to using Google Data Studio with a sample section of data. I hope you've learned a lot. Thanks.